Welcome back to GAMER-0. I'm your host T-Heel. So today's episode is going to be the beginning of what is going to be called the Gaming Vault, and what it is I'm going to pull out games from my collection and review them. There was a lot of games that dropped this gen that I haven't had a chance to review for you guys and let you know what I think. It's pretty much my way of saying, hey, if you haven't copped this game already, go out and cop it, or don't cop it, because you could not like it. So I'm going to kick it off with my personal favorite game of one of my personal favorite games of this generation. It's going to be Darksiders Wrath of War. If you don't know, I've mentioned it plenty of times in my videos. There's some reviewers that didn't do the best job. Some I'm big fans of these reviewers. Adam Sessler over at XPlay, I'd have to disagree with you, and this review is going to kind of shed some light and bring some real facts to argue against you. I know that your review was done a while ago, so this is going to pretty much stand to say, hey, this is really what a gamer is going to say, and someone who knows about the game and knows about what's trying to be delivered. So let's kick it off. Story, you play as who else? War, one of the four horsemen. You are a beast. You are sent down to Earth because the apocalypse is kicking off, and you get there, angels, demons, they're fighting, they're kicking ass, people are running scared. End of days, you're getting that shit in. It's violent. It is sick. You go there and some kind of drama goes down, and now you're losing your powers. You get your ass whooped by this monster demon, and it looks sick, the fight. And next thing you know, this heavenly or charred council, they're like this court of three major players. They judge you and they say that you pretty much broke the law, which is no horseman could go in and start the apocalypse off until all these seals are broken. Unfortunately, you were called, seals weren't broken. Shit happens. Now you're trying to say, hey, I was called, I was supposed to be there, so I need to clear my name because I didn't. You're thinking it's war. I need to figure out who set me up. Why did this happen? I was called. I know it. So Charred Council says, we'll give you a shot. We're gonna hook this guy named the Watcher to your arm. He's pretty much gonna be your little leash holder, put you on a leash, keep you in check, keep their eyes on you. 100 years have passed. They send you back to Earth. Humans, you're done. It's a wrap. Humans didn't make it. So you're trying to uncover the plot of why Armageddon happened. You were summoned, and it wasn't time. So that's the story. There's some good plot twists. There's a good narrative between you and other characters. A little bit of light love interest. You build up in animosity. You find out you're being hosed. I won't ruin the story for you. The game is got a sick story. There's going to be more games. What do they say? March 2012. Most likely that March. It's Vigil's. I think it's fiscal year 2013 Q1 time frame is when they're going to be releasing the next one. Great story. You will love it. I don't want to ruin it for you because there's just a lot to experience. So we'll go into the graphics and presentation. Graphics and presentation, the art style is sick. Joe Mad delivers. If you don't know Joe Mad, he used to do the Uncanny X-Men comics and Battle Chasers back in the 90s. Amazing style. He mixes anime and traditional American style comic book arts together in beautiful, beautiful kick-assness. Yeah, that's my word, kick-assness. I'm using that for right now. Alright, so that's hot. And the way his art style is put into this game, it oozes everywhere. From the character designs, which just looks sick. Every character just looks badass. Great little kind of like tattoos and armor, has these little symbols, these runes on it, looks sick. Landscaping with runes on them. Desert areas, the weather element just looks amazing. There's so many different set pieces to experience, between one minute you're in a destroyed apocalyptic city to a hellish fire pit to sand-covered deserty area that has been taken over by these monster-ass demon worms. You're fighting in like this spider web kind of place. There is so many set pieces that you never really feel just like it's the same. There's a lot to it. On top of that, the texturing and the way the lighting is and the weather system really draws out that inspiration, really brings it to the forefront. Yes, there's the only qualm I have with the graphics is when there is so much going on, you can see the frame rate drops. Not horribly, it doesn't impair the gameplay experience, but it does drop where you can notice it. But it is still a beautiful experience. The color palette is amazing, and I say that because you would think End of Days Apocalypse, it's gonna be grays and shit. No, you've got blues, you've got reds, you've got greens, you've got of course your grays. There is tons of color, and the weapons show it as well. There's so much style, personality in this presentation and graphics. It is just beautiful, from start to finish. Personality in the character faces when they're talking. One of the scenes just from the opening intro, when War's in the palm of this demon's hand and he's crushing him right before he goes out, he screams and you can feel he like roars out, and you can see that his grill, his teeth, and you can feel his pain right then and there. Sick. And it's just amazing presentation. Combat, oh my god, the combat is amazing. It is out of the park. You get, say, 3 main weapons. You get your sword. I forgot what it's called. Forgot the name. God, that's like the Deathbringer or whatever. I can't remember the name of the sword. Probably way off. But then you get Death Scythes. Then you get this thing called the Tremor Gauntlet. So you can switch up through your primary weapons on the fly anytime. So one minute you're hacking and slashing. Next minute you got a big ass scythe and you can combo it and then throw that shit and it'll start spinning, and then you can do like dashing spins, and then you can switch up and use like a dashing harpoon. Then if you got your glove, he does like this lunging slam on the ground, and then like even when he's on there, he can start firing on the ground and energy will spark up, the ground will crack up. It looks amazing. Then on top of that, you've got an upgrade system, so the more you use a weapon, it will level up, and not just giving you more damage, but it also has a visual representation that really shows that it's more badass. So say you're using a sword and you do this lunge attack. When it's level 1, you don't really see anything other than your attack. When it's level 2, now it's got some flames behind it. It looks tight. And you can go up to 4 levels with most of the weapons. One of them only goes up, I think, 3. But they are sick, and each one of them looks more and more powerful as you go up. On top of that, there's tons of combos you can get. You can unlock through purchasing by getting souls from the damned and from just breaking shit. You can then use those to purchase new moves, purchase upgrades. So there's that. There's a magic system in place so that way you can upgrade magic. So like the blade guys are where normally it would just be a couple blades, but as you upgrade, they'll get bigger and there's more of them. Looks sick. There's like this serpent thing that goes flying around, and it just kicks ass. And the more you upgrade them, you can like turn to stone or set yourself on fire and use that as a weapon when you're fighting. It is amazing. There's tons of depth to this combat. You can, say in one section, knock somebody up while you're in the air, use this chain weapon, pull them to you, and then start screwing them up, and then power hit them away, and then while they're flying away. And this is easy. This is not hard to do, to utilize the depth of the combat. While the guy's getting knocked away, pull him right back real quick, knock him back, and then say somebody's behind you, you can then really quickly use a move that will turn you completely around, start screwing him up. And with the lock-on system, even when you're getting surrounded, War is so fast and so agile and so powerful. I mean, he is War, the embodiment of destruction. The combat allows you to play it however you want. That when you lock on somebody, you can dash here, 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 here. Be all over the place and just pummel the shit out of any foe. Any foe. You are a beast in this game. And I'm loving it. I will go on record. I love this game. It is hot. It is one of my favorite games for this generation or any generation of gaming, period. Period. So, I've covered, story, covered that, covered presentation, covered gameplay. There's so much to this game. Then there's pacing. Pacing is a big thing. Pacing is huge. With pacing, the game, the Vigil, they took all their inspirations from all this genre and all the games that fall into this genre, and they cherry picked the best features and threw them in there, so you never feel like you're doing the same thing once for any too long of a period of time. 1 minute you're hacking and slashing, then you're puzzle solving, then you're on like a griffin beast, like a divine mount that looks like a griffin, and you're doing some Panzer Dragoon, just shooting shit up. And then after that, you've got like an NPC controlled beast of a partner who's helping you screw up some angels. After that, then you get on like an angel Gatling gun and you're just firing electrical bolts, shooting these energy bombs. And then there's parts where you're riding on, you know, your horse, Ruin, which is a black steed, flamed out feet, runs fire, and you're fighting on the back of the horse, on back of Ruin, shooting off your gun, hacking at other people on horses. These big monster ass worms are coming at you. The pacing is great. There's great story that pulls it along, and then the combat is always switching it up. The enemies, the bosses are more Zelda-ish in their puzzle mechanics, which I wouldn't want them to have as many combat mechanics as you have, because then it'd be hard as hell, even if you are war. So the combat scenarios are very, for the bosses, are very reminiscent of Zelda. So enjoyable, they look beautiful. Everything in this game is pulled together perfectly. It is pretty much flawless, with the exception of the stuttering frame rate, which doesn't take away from the experience at all. It will not bug you, and it's only really, you notice it later on. So that being said, is there an incentive to play through it again? What's the replay value, people would ask? Well, I can guarantee you, by the time from start to finish, unless you put this on the hardest setting and you go all the way through, you will not unlock everything by the time you get to the very end. So that right there is an incentive to play through it again. You can switch up your weapon, upgrade it all the way. You can go through the magic route and upgrade that, or you can sit there and just keep playing it and grind and get everything. You can play it that way as well. There's a good 20 hours of gameplay here, 20 plus, depending on how you want to play it. You will enjoy the experience all the way through, and that right there in itself is its incentive to play through the game. The game is hot, the story is hot, the combat is hot, the presentation is hot. You will love this game. If I had to give it a score out of 5, it's a 5 out of 5. This joint is amazing. Again, Darksiders Wrath of War, 5 out of 5. You will love this game. It is one of my favorites. I couldn't be happier to have this game in my collection. Alright, so that addressed 99% of what I had for X-Play's review. They gave them a 2 out of 5. So, if I have to say, their qualms were unoriginality. I hate to say this to you guys, every game borrows from everything. And then you say it's uninspired and doesn't have a soul. What game were you playing? You said also that it isn't representative of Joe Mad's work. I got all of his comics upstairs. And I'm a major fan of his artwork. Every bit of the game oozes Joe Mad's art style. So saying that doesn't translate into Darksiders, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Adam, you're wrong. That's not even accurate. If you didn't review it, whoever did, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not a Joe Mad fan, so you need to school them, or have me school them, because I will. All right. So I just want to, continue giving my support out to Hip Hop Gamer and Night Gen. You guys are amazing. Thanks for all of your support. Thanks for keeping me motivated. I had a good time this last Friday playing Uncharted 2 with you guys. I wish there would have been a bigger turnaround. I understand you guys had some stuff. I'm probably going to schedule the next gaming event for Saturday earlier in the day, so that way more people can get in. I did get some requests from people in the UK to join in, so I'm going to try to adjust the schedule so that way everyone can get a chance to join in. Try to bring your mics if you can. Let's game it up. Let's get it in. All right. I'll switch up the game. I'll probably have my video on Wednesday. I'll let you guys know what the next game is. Thinking Resistance. Not sure, but it's got to be able to support enough people. That's what I've got for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of GAMER-0. This is your host, T. Hill. I'm out. Peace.